But yeah, I definitely was a big fan of anime prior to getting into it tattooing wise, and video games and that sort of stuff as well, and comics. And that definitely spurred me into wanting to do like this kind of tattooing. But it definitely wasn't what I thought I was going to get into, but I'm very glad that I get to. Definitely had a big love of anime.
I feel like it's like a really good niche. I think he would have struck that chord at a really good time as well.
Yeah, I started tattooing. So yeah, it was 2016, and I think Pokemon Go came out maybe a bit before I started tattooing.
Yeah.
Or around that time.
I remember those. We used to sit in car parks and catch Pokemon.
Yeah. I think that was really good because it sort of brought Pokemon back into that sort of like that mainstream. Like it was everywhere. Like Pokemon Go was on the news. It was all over the place. So it definitely brought it back to the mainstream a little bit. And I definitely found that that's when I started doing a couple of Pokemon tattoos, and then that sort of snowballed into Dragon Ball, and then that snowballed into something else. And then within pretty short time, I was going from doing a few pop culture tattoos, and now I'm I don't know, 99.9% of them would be like pop culture anime, which is great.
Hi guys, welcome back to another Palms Off Gaming podcast. Today we're joined by a very special guest. You've probably seen his Instagram handle on a few of our stickers that we send out in parcels. Stefan.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in.
That's all right.
So as a quick drop, head on over to our web store, palmsoffgaming.com.au for any accessory needs. So sleeves, boxes, binders, all that sort of stuff. You know what we do. But tell us a little bit about yourself.
My name's Stefan. I am a tattoo artist from Melbourne, and I specialise in pop culture and anime tattoos. Mm-hmm. That's the crux. Go around the table.
Very good. And how long have you been doing that for?
Oh, I've been tattooing for... COVID was one of those things where like COVID got in the way and kind of erased my memory of time. 2016 I would have, so 7 years?
Yeah, so like maybe 6-7 years to 2 years, give or take, were non-practiced years.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I think it definitely felt like it. It was felt like a long time.
Yeah. What did you do during those lockdown points?
I got to have a nice break, which was all right.
Yeah.
It was honestly a bit stressful.
Yeah, it would be.
Yeah,
sure.
It was really weird. It was definitely all over the place. Got some time to play some games, which was great. Mm-hmm. But other than that, I was doing art commissions. I was just working on my own art. I was doing some online art courses, just trying to get better at that sort of stuff. Video content, just trying to like do stuff that was for my business that was obviously not, that I wasn't able to do right there and then. Yeah. Because obviously we weren't able to work. I think it was about a year.
Yeah, like a year and a half, and then on off after that as well.
Something like that. Yeah, it was really on off, and you'd have people booked in, and then you'd have to be like, I'm so sorry, like this has happened. I don't know when I can book you in again. And a lot of the time I spent drawing and doing art and just doing stuff that wasn't directly tattoo related, but just
were you still able to practice your art? Did you have to pick up another external job as well, or did you mainly just keep it to your art and stuff?
I was pretty lucky. Me and my partner were both tattoo artists. Yep. We were very lucky to be able to get JobKeeper during that time, so that definitely helped. But I was definitely doing like commission work as well, and I was like selling prints, and I was doing that sort of stuff. And there was a couple companies that we worked with at the time that were obviously very understanding, and they would do stuff like, help front some of the production costs for us and stuff like that. So
that's cool.
That was really cool. So I was able to sell like some merch and prints and stuff like that during that time. But fortunate enough to pick up like another job, because the other thing was we had no idea. It was, at one point it was week to week. So it was it could be next week. It was like, we're going to start a job now and then go back to work.
Do the training and then be like, oh, exactly, cool, and I'll see you later. And then you waste their time, you waste your time.
Yeah, and I really want to take the time to like be like, okay, well, this isn't great, but at least I can focus on some of the other stuff that I definitely put to the side sometimes.
Yeah. It's more of a synergistic relationship, I guess, because if you get to still practice your art, which is great. B, you can develop your consumer base outside of the immediate realms of just the physical act of tattooing as well. Yep. So you can actually do prints, and that may act as like a lead for people to be like, that's a really cool print. I got tattooed by this person as well when I'm able to get tattooed again.
Definitely. Yeah. There's a lot of people that may not, get tattooed or have the budget for tattoos, but they want to buy artwork. And I've got heaps of artwork like at the studio from people that have never been tattooed by, but just like, it's cool, like it's cool to do some artwork. And I think as well with tattooing being the medium that it is, there's a lot of stuff that you can do on a print that you can't do in a tattoo. So it's kind of cool to get to do, it was kind of cool to get to do artwork that I was like, well, I don't have to think about this in terms of like, how's it going to work on skin. I can just do all the crazy things that I want to do in an artwork that, that I can. So it was an interesting time. It was definitely stressful, but there was like and you try to find the positives in it, I suppose. But it's good to be back at work. It's good to be like consistently back at work now.
And you're busy. I think everybody, when they went back to work, when service-based businesses were just, I know from experience with my tattooist and many other friends that I know that are tattooists, just slammed when they went back to work post-COVID. So
yeah. It definitely was.
Just open wide.
So it was very strange. Like I went from obviously going into lockdown and being so stressed. Like I said, both tattoo artists were like, if this industry goes in the toilet, like we're both screwed here. And tattooing's pretty resilient, but it is a luxury. So we went from having, no work, and I was like, what's going to happen post COVID? Are we going to like go back into work properly?
Yeah.
But yeah, it was so busy. Everyone was like sitting at home, like, chomping in the bit to get tattooed, and it was wild. So it definitely like pushed out bookings really far, and it was a great period to like be able to get back into work and be like, oh, sweet, people still want to get tattooed. Like, this career that I've worked hard to get into is not done. It's great. You know? So yeah.
I found it really difficult because I was still piercing for another studio at the time. So since now I own my own studio in addition to Palms Off, obviously. But when we went back to work, it was just 0 to 100, like really quick. And it was in just not conditioned. I felt anyway, because piercing's a little bit different. Like it's just client. Yeah. You'll see maybe 20 in a day sort of thing. And it's like, and it's not something that we have the ability to book ourselves. So it's like, I'm going to pencil in my break here. It's just like, you got a boss just telling you, go. You got to do this. Yeah. So it's just 0 to 100 so quick, and we're just not conditioned for that anymore. So there's just so much going on. You have to talk to people, get to know them. If you haven't met them before, build a rapport with them to make sure they're comfortable and make them happy and make them feel at home. And it's just, you get to the end of the day, and I'll just be like, God, like I'm ready to just lie down.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
It's weird. Did you find it weird as well? Like you've gone from having almost zero social interaction to you've got to be on.
Yes.
You've got to be on all
just
the time.
Overly stimulated. Yeah. I guess it was good in the sense that like, I think, service-based businesses such as yourself and myself, it really forced you to become socially integrated again.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of other people may not have been in a position which demanded so much social interaction, therefore they may have lost some comfortability within natural or new conversation.
Yeah. Or people that work from home, or their jobs went to work from home post-COVID. Like they went from having little social interaction in that, and then their work changed, so they weren't even getting the work interaction post.
Yeah.
At least we went back to that, having that, tattooing, and I'm sure piercing are the same. Like you get to know that person, and you're really breaking that like physical barrier with someone that you normally wouldn't. So it's definitely like something that like in the day, my social battery is done. Definitely.
It takes so much out of you. I don't think
really
people that have never worked retail or in that, that social client-based environment, I guess will never truly understand. You'll be able to sympathize, but you'll never be able to empathize about how much it actually does drain. I think drain's a poor word, but it does wear you out, sometimes in a good way, because I love talking to people. Yeah. Very social in that regard. But at the end of the day, my God, you just, as soon as you lie down, you're just like, whoa.
Yeah. And you don't want to talk, afterwards. And I'm super lucky. Like, sort of some of my clientele, we're on a very similar wavelength, so it's cool. And some of my clients don't like to talk, and I'm like, that's
cool with me.
By me. Like, that's sweet. You want to pop headphones in? Go for it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it can be a lot. Yeah, it can be a lot for me.
And we've recently had some conventions come and go as well. We were talking about getting you on the potty well beforehand, but you got slammed for rites of passage as well.
Yes.
And ironically enough, one of my piercer friends helped you out at that convention, which was a small world. Goes to show how much of a small world and how interlaced these two communities actually can be. How did you find rites? How was the preparation? Did you do a lot of flash, or did you just bring in your current clientele? What was it like for you?
I have a bit of a love-hate with conventions. I love them more than I hate them. For me, it's just like, it's a lot of stress. It's a lot of getting ready. The convention itself is like, the opening hours is like, I think it's like 12 hours a day. So you're there all day, and you've got to be there like at least an hour beforehand. And by the time you get home, it's like, midnight, 1 o'clock kind of thing. So it's a really big day, or 3 days, sorry. But it's a lot of prep. Yeah, it is definitely a lot of prep. You've got to make, the booth's got to look great, and you've got to get drawings done. And like we were saying before, so I normally book clients in for it. I definitely use conventions more as like a showcasing kind of thing. I like people to be able to come by and I'm like working on something cool, which is also less stressful for me because I hate, sterilization stuff, having to clean up and reset 50 times, make sure everything's done correctly and stuff. And I prefer to have like one person in, people can come by and see what I'm doing. And that's the kind of work that I want to do, like big stuff. And sometimes people just want to come and meet you and say hello. And so I just want to be able to do something that I can be working on something big, but that I can also be able to give attention to people. But it was great having Eb there to help do a lot of the talking for me, so I didn't have to.
She loves it.
She loves to chat, so it was good. So I didn't have to otherwise I'm like looking up every 2 seconds. I feel bad for my client. I'm like, I'm so sorry, I got to go.
She would have created a really positive social interaction for you, like your image as well.
No, it was great, and conventions are so, again, like that's another thing. Like you need such a big social battery for the convention because it's all day, like thousands of people coming through wanting to chat, and even if it's a 30-second chat, you've got to be on. I'm sure I make weird faces while I'm tattooing, but when you're at a convention, you've got to have you got to look like you know what you're doing. Yeah,
cool. What pieces walk us through some of the pieces that you did at the convention?
So I did a large Mitsuri from Demon Slayer piece on the Friday, which was awesome, which was great fun. The Saturday I was also meant to do quite a large piece. Unfortunately, my client was sick, so I wasn't able to, but I got to do a whole lot of flash, which was great.
Cool.
So I've got a couple of Gachapon machines now, which I bring to the convention, and I do like a get what you get.
That's cool.
Pokemon thing. It's so cool, man. Like I've been slowly, probably since like 2017, working on trying to do the original 151 Pokemon.
That's cool.
As tattoos. Getting there.
What are you missing?
Like a lot.
Give us the list.
Yeah, like a lot. Like, I was like, there's so many good ones, but like, I think it's because like, I do a lot of Pokemon tattoos, a lot of Eevees and Gengars. It's big, very popular. But there's some cool ones that I'm like, I really want to do like a War Turtle. You know what I mean? Like, I really want to do this. There's some really good ones. So try to work through it. So the get what you get, I was a little bit sneaky. I was like, I'll put in some popular ones, but I'm definitely going to put in a bunch that I haven't done.
Just a Weedle.
We're
with party hat.
Exactly right. Like I've done Metapod, surprisingly, which has been great. But I was like, we'll sneak in a little Sandshrew. We'll sneak in a Spearow. Like, you know what I mean? Because it's not the one that people was going to go for, but it's like, it's one that I'm like, it could be cool.
Yeah.
But I try to like custom draw all of those. So it's kind of like, even if it's a Pokemon that you might not love, like I'm like, let's make it as cool as we can make it. But people loved it. It was great. Like it was so cool.
It fits the brand pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. I try to make my booth bright and colourful and have that real feel. And I really like themed it around like Pokemon even more this year, and having the gacha, and I had banners are all Pokemon themed, and it was so cool. I love doing conventions. It's a lot of work. But I've never regretted doing one. It's always like the best time.
I think your view of it's very much same with everybody that I've every tattoo friend or tattooist that I've spoken to. It's just it's a high stress environment. But just go. It's a cool mix up, because usually sometimes it can be relatively chill throughout the week for some tattooists, and then it's just crazy. But mixed emotions is generally the consensus that I usually get for that sort of stuff.
It's totally different, and it's such a different vibe than working in the studio. It's in a way, I guess it's kind of refreshing. It's just so different. Like I don't work in a street shop anymore, so it's my days are usually generally a little bit quieter. So it's nice when you're at a convention. There's like a lot of people around, and the energy's so different. But in saying that, I do also love like being able to go to work and everything's nice and chill. So but it's good to do a convention every once in a while. So. None for a little bit now until maybe the end of the year, I think, which will be the next Melbourne one.
Oh, okay, Melbourne.
Yeah,
cool.
Oh, no, New Zealand. Going to New Zealand, actually.
Oh, right.
Cool. Yeah.
Whereabouts?
It's in New Plymouth. So it's halfway between Auckland and Wellington. That is last weekend of November.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
So
you have two at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's literally fly to New Zealand, working over there, doing the convention, fly back 2 days later is the Melbourne convention. It's wild.
It's the deep end.
It's the good thing is everything just stays in the suitcase. Just wheel the suitcase to the next thing, and
that's true.
Everything just stays in there. And
And then you've got like I don't know if you end up going to the parties afterwards as well. You've got like the all day, and then you've got the events at the end of the day as well.
Yeah, we did at New Zealand. Try to go out and socialize a little bit, but I'm not a party guy. I'm definitely I need to sleep. I need to go to sleep now. Yeah.
At the end of a long 12-hour day, I would imagine that's probably the first thing on a lot of people's minds.
Yeah, it's huge. Like I said, you're getting home so late and then you got to be there at like, 9 o'clock. But I do it to myself every time where I'm like, I got to finish off a drawing or a color study or something the night before. And I'm like, you're going to bed at like 2 a.m. and then getting up at 7 to go tattoo for 12 hours.
And you're staring at something all day, tattooing as well.
Yeah.
I imagine you'd probably get a bit of eye strain too.
A little bit, yes. I've definitely been told that I should wear my glasses more often. But
back, glasses, hands.
Back, it's all. You know what was funny though? Like post-COVID, my back had been so used to like not being, curled over like a prawn that when I went back to work, I was like, oh, this hurts again now. Whereas when I'm working, I'm so used to it that it feels great.
Yeah.
If anything, sitting up straight is worse.
Yeah. I've had I don't think I spoke about this on the potty yet either, but it's easy talking to tattoos because you use your hands so much with jewelry as well. Like back in the day when I use a lot of threadless push pin stuff now, so it's a bit different. But before back in the day, you've got like internal and then back in the day external stuff. Yeah, but you'd be threading stuff on all the time. So this joint in my finger, my right hand, my dominant hand, I've had to get cortisone injections in because that tendon's just so inflamed
from like the fine motor movement,
twisting of the jewelry and stuff. It's not too bad anymore because, as I said, it's mostly threadless, so you just press stuff in now. But when I was using that a lot, it was so much work that got inflamed. And how they do it, and you're gonna have to watch go to the YouTube video and watch this to get an idea of it. But they had to. My partner used to work for an orthopedic surgeon.
Okay,
so he was just like, "Yeah, cool, come in, cortisone injection, whatever, have a good day." I'm like, "Do I pay?" He was like, "No." Yeah. I'm like, "Sweet, so
awesome.
Free."
Yep,
but
great,
he had to get a needle, put it down, and then run it up the tendon, right up my finger. Yeah,
I don't like that.
And my mind, you heard a call of the void.
Yeah.
So my mind just goes to what if, and I'm like, what if you put that needle all the way up my hand? And I just did this. And
intrusive thoughts don't let them win.
Basically. And it was just like I just looked ahead and my partner's like watching this needle just go up my finger.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
He whipped out a 16 gauge needle. He's like, I think it was 16 gauge. And I was like, I'm not a brickie. Yeah. Like, I got little delicate hands. I got little soft baby hands. I'm moisturized. Yeah. I'm not a brickie. So like, do we need it? I'll do it if I have to.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know the viscosity of like the cortisone, but like, maybe something a bit thinner. And he's like, okay, 25 gauge. And that's like half the size.
Yeah.
And I'm like, thank God. So, but you put numbing agent and stuff like that, you just feel the whole hand just goes tingles. And then just the concept.
Did it help?
Yeah, it's gone. Like I haven't had any problems with it. Sometimes it'll flare up, but just not anywhere near as much as it did. So much better. Yeah.
I've been super lucky. My hands have actually been pretty good. Like I haven't really had any problems. I have more problems, again, going back to COVID, I had more problems from like playing Switch. Because the controllers are so small. Yeah.
And they're really uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
Because they're not ergonomic at all.
Then I don't know who they're made. They're made for 3-year-olds. I don't even know.
Yeah.
And my girlfriend's got like a Switch Lite and I tried to play that. I was like, this is awful. It reminds me of like trying to play Game Boy when it was like this and your hands are too big. I bought one of those cases that has got like the grips on the side. I don't know.
I found that if I played that for extended periods of time, my hands would just feel... Do you have one, Jacob?
Yeah.
Do you find the same thing?
No, not as much because I've got small hands. So for me, it's okay.
Yeah.
I don't like playing it with just like the Joy-Cons.
Oh yeah, not a fan.
I don't mind like being able to like have my hands.
Oh, the freedom's nice. Yeah.
Other than that, it's even me. I'm just like grabbing them weird.
Yeah.
Just the holding the actual Switch the entire time. Yeah, I found it past like maybe an hour.
Yeah.
My hands would get really just cramped and
real
tired
bad.
and stuff. So I can empathize with that.
Yeah.
So big on anime and all that sort of stuff. I imagine that you were a massive fan of anime and all that whole culture before tattooing.
Yes. I definitely have found more anime through tattooing because there's so much. Like there's so much.
Heaps.
And there's stuff that I like never had heard of. And like now I try to scroll through like Crunchyroll and I'm like, I don't even know where to start. Like there's so much. Like growing up, Cheese TV, Pokemon, Dragon Ball,
OG
Digimon,
era,
Beyblade, bring back Beyblade.
You know, Beyblade's upstairs. You can have a play.
Really?
We did a whole vlog on it. We did a Beyblade battle.
My TikTok has become Beyblade TikTok. I don't know how, but it's all Beyblades now. It's so good. And I was so doing when I was in Japan recently, I was like, I gotta go buy some Beyblades, and I couldn't find any like anywhere. But I was so I'm sure they were. I just didn't know where to look.
Apparently, they've got the full like you were talking about it the other day. They've got like the cheaply made ones, and then they've got the real
So we get the Hasbro ones in like the West, which are the cheaper, not so nice ones. And then they have the Tommy, the Tommy.
Oh yeah, the ones that make those
They
little
are,
collectibles.
like,
Yeah.
real primo.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
actual, like proper nice
Like metal.
object. Yeah.
Yeah.
Metal, but like even high quality plastic.
Because I remember
right.
back in the day, like when we got those ones for the vlog recently, I remember holding them and I was like, even because I used to play it a lot as a kid, like it was obviously probably in your schoolyard as well.
Yeah.
They just came out everywhere. And I was like, I just remember them feeling a lot more solid than this.
I think we originally had. We could be wrong, but I think originally we had Tommy.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Or Hasbro may have bought Tommy stuff to themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because my immediate thoughts was these just don't feel as solid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing them in the shops and I was like, are they way smaller? Or is it one of those things where you just think this stuff was bigger because you were
little and then you
smaller?
grow-
Like,
yeah.
but I was like, they looked really small. I don't know, but
Yeah.
they did look way different. But they had some cool ones back in the day, like ones that like changed direction spinning, and there was like,
We've done full experiments where we changed the little parts and stuff. So we've got all the different
man, that was so
variations and we
cool.
play around with it. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So
If anyone wants to get a Beyblade tattoo, please, I would love to do one. Yeah, so I definitely grew up on like that sort of anime. I guess before I even knew what anime was, it was just cartoons. You know what I mean? Like when you're a kid. But yeah, I definitely was a big fan of anime prior to getting into it tattooing wise, and video games and that sort of stuff as well, and comics. And that definitely spurred me into wanting to do like this kind of tattooing. But it definitely wasn't what I thought I was going to get into. But I'm very glad that I get to.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely had a big love of anime.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a really good niche. I think you would have struck that chord at a really good time as well.
Yeah, I started tattooing. So yeah, it was 2016, and I think Pokemon Go came out maybe a bit before I started tattooing.
Yeah.
Or around that time.
I remember those. We used to sit in car parks and catch Pokemon.
Yeah. I think that was really good because it sort of brought Pokemon back into that sort of like that mainstream. Like it was everywhere. Like Pokemon Go was on the news. It was all over the place. So it definitely brought it back to the mainstream a little bit. And I definitely found that that's when I started doing a couple of Pokemon tattoos, and then that sort of snowballed into Dragon Ball, and then that snowballed into something else. And then within pretty short time, I was going from doing a few pop culture tattoos, and now I'm I don't know, 99.9% of them would be like pop culture anime, which is great.
Yeah. What would you say your favorite anime is at the moment?
Oh, okay.
Large question to ask.
That is a large question. Probably Demon Slayer.
Yep.
Probably Demon Slayer. Or Jujutsu Kaisen is great, even though there's only been one season. But probably Demon Slayer. It looks amazing. Like it looks incredible. Yeah, and it makes the best tattoos because the character designs are great, and it looks sick. Like it looks great. But yeah, I don't know what else. I've seen Chainsaw Man recently. Been watching Dr. Stone. Been trying to like dabble in and out of other animes as well, and waiting for Attack on Titan to finish.
Oh God!
Finally, you know, one day there'll be a surprise. You know,
there's so many twists in Attack on Titan as well. Like there's so many.
Big period of that show where I was like, am I really dumb because I don't know what's going on now?
Yeah,
I was like, is he the bad guy?
You've really got to pay attention.
You've really got to pay attention.
Yeah, you really do.
You can't, you're watching Dragon Ball. It's kind of like, whatever. Okay, I'll pay attention when the Spirit Bomb's done. But but with I was like, I don't know what's going on. I'm so confused. I had to like read a wiki. I had to like go on YouTube and find one of those. You know,
it's like when you watch a movie and you're just like ending explained. Like
100%. And I was like, what did the director mean by this? That's the question that I want to ask. What I really want to ask is, I don't know what happened at the end. Can you please tell me? And explain like I'm 5.
I had the same thing with the second Ghost in the Shell.
That
was so complicated.
I have watched multiple, I don't know if you play Kingdom Hearts, but I've watched multiple YouTube videos on explaining Kingdom Hearts. I still don't get it. What are they doing? It makes no sense to me. They need an anime of that.
There's a lot of crossing of worlds in that. Was always really bizarre to me as well. Yeah. But like in a cool way. So Mickey Mouse is here now. Like, this is happening. I'm like, okay, great. Cool. Like,
it's
fine.
so good.
Yeah. Did you get around? Have you heard about all the Whis cards that are out now? No. So they got like a booster box for Chainsaw Man and all that sort of stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, actually, I did see. Maybe it is the ones I think, because when I was in Japan, I did see like Hunter x Hunter cards and like Jutsu cards. Is that it? Yeah. They were really
massive,
cool. I think they had just come out, and I'm sort of kicking myself that I didn't buy them at the time because then I saw how much they were to get them here, and I was like,
They're actually
man.
not that bad.
Not too
here.
bad?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. As long as you know who to go to. Like, there's a few of we can tell you at the end soon. I just don't want to be naming names.
No,
and
that's
it'd be a subject to favoritism.
Yeah.
But there's a few people that I would recommend for those sorts of booster boxes. I mean, Jacob's trying to get some stuff for Chainsaw Man. Yeah. There was Disney 100. We've opened up on the potty before.
That was
as well.
really cool.
Yeah. And they just do, it's just a massive licensing thing. Like, licensing is such a big thing now. Like, I mean, it always has been, but it's so prevalent now. Like, Jack and I, we did a wholesale visit. I had to go to the head office and have a chat to them, and just went into the servo to fill up fuel, and there was G Fuel in the fridges, because I need some caffeine in there.
Yeah.
So I went over there, and it's just like all of them licensed.
Yeah, right.
Crash Bandicoot, Spyro,
Yeah.
Tetris, like Tetris,
Everything's
Spider-Man,
got something
just
on it.
everything.
Yeah.
And then Whis is the same. It's just like anything you can think of.
Anything they can
MetaZoo's
license.
doing Hello Kitty now. I don't know if you saw
What?
that. It got announced a couple of days ago. Hello Kitty has now got like a sub-license in MetaZoo.
That's kind of hard.
In like the
Yeah, that's
MetaZoo art style,
Yeah.
or like
I think they've got some Hello Kitty. It's the art
Stuff?
style, but in the background, it's just on the Mezu cards. But yeah,
cool.
I'll see if I can find a
Okay.
picture. But it's
wild.
some
That's
actually
so
look
wild.
very just like Hello Kitty
Yeah.
on a card.
Walking around card shops in Japan, like there was stuff that I was like, I didn't even know this existed. Like,
But when I went, it was just love live cards everywhere.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah. I think I found like Fire Emblem, which was really cool. And I was like,
Yeah.
those Fire Emblem cards, but hell yeah. That is really bizarre, but I love it. Yeah, it's cool. Yeah.
Put that on camera. There you go. Very funny. But just everything licensed now, which is crazy. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Right.
Yeah. I mean, if you can get the
fun.
licensing,
Yeah. Fortunately, you don't need licensing for tattoos. That's good.
Yeah. You can only do one of them on someone, so it's not bulk manufacturing
That's it.
tattoos
We're getting around
unless
it
you
that
do the
way.
same flash a million times,
Yeah.
but that's taboo. We don't talk
Yeah,
about
we don't
that.
talk
So
about that, no.
yeah.
Everyone gets their own.
Yeah, exactly. What shows are you currently still watching? What do you like? Have you been watching, like last night, did you watch an anime, or the night before? Like, what's the last anime you probably watched?
So probably Demon Slayer, because I'm behind by a couple episodes, no spoilers.
Yep.
I think My Hero is still going. I'm still getting through on that one. And Dr. Stone, I would say, are the three that I'm probably still getting through right now. And then I have a couple like other ones here and there. Like I think I was watching Haikyuu for a bit. So it's kind of like when I've finished everything else, I'll do an episode of that and come back. But to be honest, I don't get that much time. Like I feel like I've spoiled a lot of anime for myself from tattooing.
True, you would actually, wouldn't
Yeah,
you?
a lot of times I have to be really careful. Like,
I guess a lot of people would try to talk to you about it as well.
yeah, and I have to be like, I haven't seen this. I've had a couple of times where a client, where we're doing something, I'm like, I haven't seen this, like, don't spoil it. And then they've just proceeded to spoil it. Sorry. The words that just came out of my mouth. Like I said, I don't get a lot of time. Like I probably learn more about certain animes through tattooing.
Yep.
Stuff that I was like, oh yeah, cool, I'll watch that. That looks interesting, I'll watch that.
Yeah, I guess it's a bit of a lead in to watch a particular anime as well.
Yeah, or I get to research it, or because I'm looking at so much of the artwork, I'm like, oh, this actually looks really cool. I didn't know much about it. Like,
Because you'd also be tattooing people, if they're getting it tattooed on there, it's safe to say they're pretty passionate about that anime as well.
They love it.
So,
which is sick. Which is the best part. I think the best part about the job, and I think the best part about getting to do this in general is definitely when I started getting tattooed, I don't think you could have walked into many tattoo shops and gone, I want this character from this episode of this show.
Yeah.
And I get a lot of that because people obviously love the thing that they love, and they love it enough to get it tattooed. And it's cool that, people are so into the thing that they want it. And it's cool that I think it's really cool, like tattooing nowadays, that there's so much specialization, which is good and bad, I guess. But that someone can be like, I can find the perfect person who's going to do this exact thing and get what I want to get. We're on the same level, and I'm not going to, feel embarrassed or any sort of way, which we shouldn't anyway. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, I guess it's a polarizing thing, right? You go into a tattoo shop that was historically very rough sort of thing, bikie affiliated, all that sort of jazz, and now you go in there and ask for nerd stuff.
Yeah, no,
it's very polarizing.
We're all soft little children in my studio.
Everybody that I've met is the same.
We're all big nerds. We're all big art nerds, man.
Yeah.
Like that's all we want to do is just draw
cool
stuff.
It's pretty wholesome.
Yeah, it's very wholesome.
With TCG, so we'll loop back around to one of the other primary reasons why you're here. So you used to, talking before the potty, you used to play Magic, right? But you never played Pokemon.
Never played Pokemon. I think we made up rules when we were in primary school.
I think we all did.
1999. Yeah. But no, I played a little bit online, like on the app. Like I'd play that because you'd like, you buy cards, get the code card, and I was like, I'll give it a go. Like, and I think I've mostly just played like, theme deck format or something like that. But yeah, it's cool, but like never got so much into playing. I was definitely more of a collector with Pokemon. Played Magic, played Duel Masters back in the day.
Oh, no. Yeah, right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. That's cool.
But yeah, mostly Magic was what I played. But this is going back like years and years. Yeah. But
did you see Magic's latest with the 101 ring?
Someone got it. Yeah, crazy.
PSA 9.
PSA 9. I heard
just
that
like straight in the bin.
Yeah, I heard like I think it was Beckett like offered them to do like a custom case and stuff like that, and they didn't go for it.
Custom label, custom like it's got all the custom font and all that sort of stuff. It looked really cool.
Because Beckett's like for Magic. Like I think they're the bigger grader for Magic, or they're more popular in the Magic community for grading.
It seems that way. Someone might crucify me for saying it, but like it seems that way to me from a primary, Pokemon and Dragon Ball collector, and then Dragon.
I could be completely wrong. Like
and Dragon Ball's mixed as well. So like half Beckett, half like PSA. Like I've sent some stuff to Beckett. From my Dragon Ball collection because I just filter through all my cards and find stuff that looks absolutely pristine because I just like a couple of black label things. So, but yeah, Magic, it seems that way for Magic. And then they do like a mad amount of licensing as well, but I was really stoked when I saw the ring.
So
but
cool.
I'm surprised that nobody, the person that pulled it didn't, which is in a way if they intended it to be like this, quite noble, but you could market manipulate really easily.
Yeah.
So if you pulled that ring, you could be like, cool, I'm just going to buy a load of Collector's Series booster boxes.
Yeah.
And like just hold them for a year.
Yeah.
And then sell them. And then announce that I pulled the ring as well. And you probably have more hype.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's hard to say, they might have wanted to keep the hype because people are already demanding, $2 million for it or something like that.
I don't know how it would have gone. Like I guess like by putting it into grading, if you're going to get it graded, I guess it would have got out that it was in
pop reports and stuff.
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. It's going to be in a pop report. So it's like you can't really, and then do you risk like not grading it and like any damage happening to it? You can't, I don't know what.
Still irks me that it's a $2 million card, apparently a $2 million card, but it's in a slab that if you move it, it rattles the card around and there's no sleeve on it. So there's the one thing that irks me about PSA is that it's that you do get a little bit of a rattle.
Yeah.
And it's not sleeved.
I did really notice that because I've got a few PSA, but I think most of my collection is maybe CGC.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
With the blue labels and stuff.
Yeah, with the blue labels, yeah.
They recently acquired SGC, I think. They bought out another grading company. Yeah. But yeah.
PSA looks good. It's a classic, but yeah, there was definitely like CGC was... I don't know. I feel like there was a point that I feel like I was noticing that I was like, I could probably get a better grade and a better looking card for like less money just because CGC doesn't sell as well. But yeah, there was a lot of cool stuff in
CGC. I like the quality of their slab a lot. Like the quality of their slab's sick. It's just the label is just like, I don't know. Label's a big thing. Are they changing it though? Aren't they changing their label now? And like all 9.5s are going to becoming like an automatic 10 if you get them regraded or something like that. Something like that. But yeah, they're apparently redoing it with the merger. So it should be interesting to see how it pans out. Yeah. So I want to get some WADA graded stuff as well. It's a bit controversial as well. Game.
Is that? Oh, yeah.
So I want to get like a copy because my first game I ever played was on my Game Boy Color, a turquoise Game Boy Color, and I played yellow. So I really want to get a copy of yellow and have a WADA certified copy of yellow. Yeah.
First game I played was Super Mario Land.
Oh, yeah.
Super Mario Land on my red Game Boy Pocket that I have on my arm.
That's rad.
Yeah, and then that was the first time. And then Pokemon Blue because my friend had red and he was like, get blue. And I didn't realize that you couldn't get Growlithe in Pokemon Blue.
Being robbed.
Yeah.
Did you trade
but
for
you
one?
could get Sandshrew, and now Sandslash is one of my favorite Pokemon. So
Sandshrew
it worked out okay.
I remember I watched the episode. There was I don't know if you're familiar with the Pokemon. Yeah. So there was that episode where the guy has a really OP Sandshrew.
With the whip, and he would whip the Sandshrew. Yeah. I have that on VHS somewhere.
Yeah. And so I was like, Sandshrew sick after that episode. And then got I remember playing Pokemon Silver and played through the whole game with just a Sandshrew. And I beat the Elite Four with a Sandshrew.
Yeah.
Just a Sandshrew.
I'm almost sure I've done the same thing at some point. It was crazy in those first couple games. It was actually pretty OP. It was pretty good.
Yeah. It was sick.
Yeah.
Now you haven't opened any of these? Yeah,
I have
you?
not. I have not. No.
We did a very last minute trip to Big W. I did have a box of V-Star Universe.
Oh yeah.
But I was like, I saw these. They were like $170 at Big W.
Yeah, they've dropped. Yeah.
Yeah, they were just on. They got like a big toy sale on.
Yeah,
at the moment.
sick.
So I was like, hell yeah! I haven't even opened one of these yet.
Yeah.
Contrary to running a business that's centristic around trading cards,
yeah.
because usually Pokemon, Japanese Pokemon cards I'll open. But this is really cool because you get 3 Zard promos in there, and there's some really good boosters as well. So there's Evolving, Fusion as well, Vivid, Darkness, Brilliant Stars is through there as well. So there's some really cool cards, a lot of like cool chase cards in those, and a cool little playmat, a Charizard playmat in there.
Sick.
So
Hell
some
yeah.
fun. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So we'll get all these.
This would be good. I don't
Ready to
normally
go.
open English either. Normally,
Don't you?
no, I'm
Usually
normally
Japanese?
yeah.
Yep.
Man of taste.
Yeah.
The man of taste. Yeah. Dead
Not at
set.
the moment though. Oh my goodness! Like the skyrocketing in prices of Japanese cards is wild. It's absolutely wild.
Yeah, it's absolutely nuts. All the female trainer cards as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely nuts.
I'm glad that I was in Japan in March, April, and I was able to like pick up a lot of like singles and stuff at the time. And I'm like, so some stuff that I bought that was like, even just because I was trying to finish off Dream League, and so I didn't have some of the
Yeah,
So
right.
I was like, a lot of the gold cards I was missing, and I was like, oh, I'll pick some of those up for like $10-15, and now the same. I think like Lily's Clefairy or something is worth like $200 now, and I was like, oh, it was like a $20 card.
The
like,
promo card is worth a penny.
The Lily with the Clefairy.
Yeah, I had one. I ended up selling it for like 500, I think.
My world that I can't open this. Oh, it's
There
amazing.
you go. Yeah, you're good. Some sleeves. Too bad they're not Palms Off Gaming sleeves.
Well,
Could be.
I'm sure there's some around.
The metal dice I can vibe with, like big on gold.
Oh,
if you
that's
can't
cool.
tell. Yeah. The like gold markers and the gold dice. Like I'll use them
That's awesome.
for sure.
This would be the first like premium collection box I would have opened. These are pretty
Yeah, I
cool.
haven't opened one in a hot minute. They're coming out with the one. Have you seen the 151 set?
I actually have ordered that because the 151 Japanese set is in the stupid price range at the moment.
Yes.
And yeah, who knows what's happening with that? I'm not sure. So I was like, oh, we'll get an English one. I'll get my free Mew with that collector box.
Centering looks good on the promo at least. That's good. So you get like 3 promos in this.
Okay.
You don't get just the one.
Oh yeah. I
Get
think there was
3.
one in here that's like I think hasn't been released in Japan. Maybe.
It would make sense. I think the Zard, the one that's on the
VMAX.
mat. Yeah.
Yeah.
That artwork.
Yeah.
So I always get annoyed because in Japan they release some artworks and it's like a limited run of like 2,000 units, and then they'll release it like it happened with Champions Path. The promo in Champions Path was like a really limited edition promo in Japan. So it's just
There's a lot of
really
stuff.
bothered
Even
me.
the one of the promos from the 151 UPC is like that. The special art Mew.
Yep.
That's like going nuts, and it's just the promo. It's
Yep.
like cool.
Yeah, kills me. All right. So I'll open them at the end. What do you want to open first? Do like a little pack battle sort of thing if you want.
Cool.
We'll start with Fusion first. See how we go. But you're on the right bandwagon from Japanese. Japanese
Yeah,
cards.
Japanese
Great.
is one that I started getting into not super long ago. Is it
Just the print
Is
quality.
there,
like,
is there a one to the front kind of thing? On
I
these,
don't
or-
even do that
No.
anymore. I can't even be bothered. They changed it, I think.
I know.
to some-
It's
some
changed now
capacity.
again with Scarlet Violet as well.
They do. They up everything, all the prices, but they add, I think, more foils and stuff to Scarlet Violet.
Where's Energies?
Oh, just anywhere. Just floor it.
Yeah.
There was someone that was showing me. It's been going on the groups as well. They fold the energy in half and they cut it out and they turn it into a PSA stand.
Yeah, to make a little stand.
Good way of upcycling. Yeah,
That's what we love.
fantastic way of
That's what we
upcycling. I got something in here.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I can see the little glint. Oh, that Mankey art's dope. I could vie with a Mankey. Have you done Mankey yet?
I think I have, but I can't remember if it's knocked off my list.
Intellion.
There is a list. There is a list somewhere.
Intellion.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Let's get a non-holo brand. Yep, Absol.
get most of that set finished, the Dream League set finished?
Yeah, so I'm missing. I think I'm missing the Erica Bowl Plume
Secret.
Secret.
Yep.
I've got the rainbow,
nice.
but not the standard.
Yep.
Yeah, there's a few secrets that I'm missing, but I was fortunate to be able to buy Dream League back when it was regular price. I think I bought Dream League at the time for like $80.
Yep.
Yep.
Me too. I got 2 boxes
and
left.
opened all my boxes.
Oh no!
How would you know?
Oh
How
yeah,
would you
yeah.
know?
Like hindsight's a bitch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, like Japanese was, it's not that no one wanted it, but it just wasn't like it hadn't caught on. It hadn't caught on. Yeah, it was at the time they're like, English was way more. But I've still got a couple of I think I've got some Sky Legend maybe sitting around still. So
Yeah.
I'll wait for those to appreciate very slowly. Also a great set though.
Yeah, there's some really cool ones coming out. But yeah, Dream League just popped off. I got 2 boxes that I just had put away. I thought I only had 1 as well. And I went into my little safe of nerd stuff. And I was like, oh, I've got 2.
Yeah.
So lucky me, I guess.
I smartly, I think I bought 2 boxes of Blue Sky Stream.
Yeah, right.
And I opened one and got the Rayquaza V alt, which is amazing. It's like it's one of my favorite artworks.
Yeah.
And I was like, not going to bother with the other one because I don't think I can top it. Like I don't think I can.
Yeah. That's a cool Totodile. That's off. And this is why we don't do English print.
Yeah.
Just the tiny little bums.
Yeah.
And that's a really cool artwork as well. Totodile is one of my favorites. Yeah, he's dope. Steelix is rad.
Yeah, there's some great artwork in the commons as well. Hey,
Yeah.
like I think that's where a lot of the good stuff comes from. It's sort of sad. I think with and even with English, and I think it's a little bit different now with like the way they've reprinted the. Are we doing evolving?
Yeah.
The way they've printed the English now, they look more like the Japanese cars. That they look a little bit better. But it sucks that like the hollows have sort of lost their. I don't know, lost their charm a little bit. Like I was looking through like my old base set stuff and I was like, I don't know what it is, but they just like the hollows just looked way cooler. Yeah. Like now you get a regular hollow red and you're like
VMAX.
and you're like, okay, cool. Like, you know what I mean?
I miss the old school reverses. Like with the stamp. Yeah, I miss the old school reverses. They slapped. You're getting stooged.
I am getting stooged.
It'd be like last pack and you just
Yeah,
pull,
that's
like,
what it'll be.
a chase card or something like that.
Come on, Moonbryon. It's in here.
Imagine.
It's in here somewhere. Oh, Teddy yourself.
I can't believe how much modern is fetching now, though. It's crazy.
Yeah, isn't it wild?
Modern fetches, just the askings on them is just so crazy. Oh, I get stooged, don't you?
Absolutely.
Imagine he just gets nothing out of this. I've got another white coat as well, so it's got a hollow or something in here.
But like you and Jack opening up a miracle.
Oh, I'm owed. I got stooged.
Oh, really?
Jack opened a couple like Miracle Twins boxes that we had in our personal collection. Got nothing. Milotic's dope. Medicham. I'm just getting pulls, but they're just not good ones.
There's so much stuff now that's just like it's just so much better just to keep like
yeah.
sealed, you know?
Yeah.
What are we up to? Astral?
Yep.
So what do you mostly collect?
I used to be more Pokemon.
Yeah.
But now it's more Dragon Ball now.
Yeah.
So a lot of Vegeta stuff. I got one of the it's Syndicate.
What's going on?
Oh
here?
wow.
What's
yeah.
going on here? That is
Oh wow, that's really bad. A little starter again. It's off center too. But yeah, mainly Dragon Ball now. But I'm tempted to go back to Japanese Pokemon.
Oh.
What'd you get? Moonbryon.
Mighty Eater.
Oh, nice. Yeah, Mighty Eater's sick.
And a
Two.
rainbow.
Oh wow, there you
Yeah,
go. There's your pulls.
something.
There you
There's
go.
something.
2 in 1
All
pack.
right.
You've been owed.
It's coming back. Everything's coming up Millhouse.
That's cool.
Yeah.
They're not doing the rainbows anymore.
Probably for the best.
Yes.
Probably for the best. Not my favorite. Look,
Yeah.
not my favorite, to be honest.
Yep, I agree.
I think there are some that are cool. I think for the ones that are cool, it works. But then for the vast majority,
If they did it
it's
just
nothing.
like back in the day, like they did a gold, like an all silver Dialga card, just one in the box
Yeah.
sort of thing, maybe. But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's just because it's done like.
I feel like the golds work. Like the golds
gold
are pretty
is
cool,
sick.
but the rainbows, yeah.
Yeah, rainbows are just a bit weird.
Especially on trainer cards, I feel like it just like really like you can't see what's going on.
You
at
lose all the detail. You can't see the color. Color's half of it as well.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it makes it feel too much like a money.
Oh, little Luxray.
Luxray's a cool
artwork,
mod.
though. Great
Yeah.
artwork. Yeah.
He's like one of my favorite electric types.
Yeah.
Move pool is just trash.
Yeah.
Yeah. They gave him no good physical moves in Diamond Pearl.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely would love to get back onto Japanese cards, but yeah, the pricing is just wild. But it was so good.
Just needs
like-
to settle.
Yeah. It was so good being able to go buy, singles and stuff though, like in Japan, and there's so many stores. Like
Yeah.
there's so many stores. This is one of the cutest artworks ever.
It was really good fun. I remember just going over there and just being like, yep, cool, see you later. Just
Yeah, you've been over there a couple of times.
Just once.
Just once?
I'm due to go over again. And that was
Yeah.
years ago now as well. And
Yeah.
that was before any hype. I bought like no rarity Blastoises and Venusaurs, and they were in like this pile that was supposed to be just like unlimited. So they've accidentally put it in the wrong pile.
Yeah.
And I got this like, no rarity Blastoise for 180 yen or something like that, which was like $2.50 at the time.
It's all definitely caught up now.
Oh, it's crazy.
Definitely all caught up now.
Yeah. Come on, need something.
Need something.
Gibble's cool. Love Gibble. Oh.
Little Infernape. It was pretty wild over there. It wasn't too bad because I think I'd just gone just before the big like Japanese card boom sort of happened in Japan. So it was still pretty manageable, but you could definitely see prices starting to elevate, especially the like the EV, anything for EV Heroes, obviously.
Anything EV related over there is just
But the Sun and Moon stuff still hadn't really like taken off the way that it is at the moment.
We're going over there. We were over there at a time where shortly after the Scream promos got released, and we were buying the Pikachu Scream promos for $50 a pop.
Insane.
Yeah, and I wish I still had one left. I remember saying to myself at the time, I'm like, I need to keep one of these for my personal collection because it's an iconic artwork as well.
Yeah.
Piece of history, but done in like this one of the biggest franchises in the world. So I should really hold on to this. We had an original ticket for the Scream promo, like the art expo.
Oh,
as
right.
well.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, Turtwig. Hell yeah, dude. I put all of mine at the start.
Nothing.
Are you going to go back, you reckon? You've been a few times?
Yeah, I've been 3 times now.
Yep.
So went once in 2015 just with some mates, which was great. And then twice now with my partner.
Yep.
And yeah, she loves it as well because there's Disneyland.
Yeah.
So we get to go for that.
Oh, sick. Gengar. Dope.
All right.
If I was to pull any of these
Of the
alternate
alts,
arts,
it's the one to go for.
It's that one there, yeah. That's cool. I'll claim that. And it's got Nick's on it.
Oh, of course it does.
Go English! Yes! Thank you, guys. Anyway.
Yes, sweet.
But yeah,
Great
Disneyland, I've got to book that in.
Yeah, Universal. Got to go for that Nintendo World.
Oh, yeah.
It's good. All right. Last one. Come on.
I think I've run out of luck. I reckon you've got like a massive hit in yours.
There's got to be, surely.
I'd
There's got to be,
bank on
surely.
it. Not even going to turn the code card over, so I don't know what.
Great Growlithe. I love Yukamori's little clay.
Yeah, the clay
So
ones.
they are-
You like the clay
I
Pokemon,
love
don't you?
them.
Steph brought it up, yeah.
Yeah.
Not last pod, one previous. She was like, yeah, I just have like a whole binder full of clays, and they're like,
Yeah.
luckily for me, they're all cheap.
Yeah. If there was one to collect, like the clay is like my favorite. My partner just like opens cards with me because she thinks it's she calls it safe gambling because at least you get something.
Yeah. There.
And I always laugh because she can't stand like Komiya's artwork, like all the really like crazy abstract stuff. But it's just so wild, but it's so fun. I love it.
Yeah, Jacob, you like the weird arts,
Yeah.
the weird silly Japanese ones that have the funny moves and
Yeah.
the non-legal cards that are just like, pick up this card,
There's
throw
so
it at your
many
opponent,
weird
run around the
ones.
table. Yeah,
There's so
just the
many
really rogue stuff. No, nothing for you?
Nothing.
I reckon you probably won that, in all honesty. Even with that
rainbow?
pool alone. Yeah, I reckon. Because these are very, like, at least there's a bigger market for Samurott, at least. Like, Gengar's pretty cool. But these just like, I guess it's someone's going to be coming out being like, I really like Greedent.
Yeah.
But I mean, we all win because we all get three
there'll be some
promos.
Greedent main out there on Pokemon Unite. They'll be after you.
You play Pokemon Unite?
When it first came out, I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
I did. I was playing. I tried to main Venusaur because
good man.
Venusaur is my boy.
Yep,
He's my boy.
good man.
First holo card I ever got was a Venusaur.
Yep.
Yeah. This is not too. I've definitely
Oh,
seen
what the-
worse grading on worse centering on these. Oh no.
Sick, bro. Just two like missing ink blotches on the back of mine.
It's just infuriating. Straight from the packet.
Straight from the pack. I know. Yeah.
That bothers me. Hopefully it's not on the back of this one because this is a cool one. No, a little nick on it though, but that is what it is.
Yeah, tiny bits of corner winding, but I mean,
Yeah.
They're minting money essentially.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
I like the way Dragon Ball do it. So obviously, like when they do events and stuff like that, once you start like being like, oh, there's prize money, that's when some people can get a little bit like, we'll start cheating or figuring out or whatever. So there's a bit of a gray area about like prize money, but they do like tournament cards, spec cards,
Right.
and instead of just metal cards for like top 16, and then if they win that, it hits the market. It's like, yeah, this is like $2,000, $3,000 or whatever.
Yeah, right.
And some of them are like top 6 winner, all that sort of stuff. It's just like they, essentially mint money
Insane.
in a legal way.
Do you find that Dragon Ball in general has got is it the same manufacturers that do like the Digimon and the One Piece
Bandai.
cards? Yeah.
It's Bandai.
Bandai, yeah. Because I collect a little bit of Digimon, which I did not know there was as many Digimon. I feel like they're making them up at this point on some of the Digimon cards because I'm like, I have not heard of half of these. But I was like, oh, these are like, they feel real primo. Like they're
all made in
real
Japan.
nice. Yeah, they're all made in Japan.
all
and
made
they're just
in
like
Japan.
that nice, like thick stock. And I'm like, oh, this would be nice. And then I opened some Magic because I bought some when they did the Neon Dynasty Kamigawa set because that was the first set that I started playing when I played. So for me, it was just like, oh, I want to get this set again. And some of them felt like some of them were really rough. You'd open one pack and the card stock was completely different to the next pack. And but then you open anything done by Bandai and it's like this beautiful, like premium, thick stock. It's great.
They've got like the gold sheen over it, the gold layer, and it's like there's
all the
no
rares have got like
scuffing.
gold on them. I'm like, oh, this is like awesome.
And they're not even scratched up. They're all perfect. Centered, pretty fantastic. Like 9 times out of 10, like the centering's pretty
good.
bang on.
Yeah.
Occasionally it'll be a little bit off, but not to the degree of this sort of thing.
And there's a lot of collectability in Dragon Ball, isn't there as well? Yeah,
a bit. It started off a little bit, I found.
Yeah,
but there's still that market there.
Did it ramp up a lot when Super came out?
Yeah. And that sort of tapered off like TOP.
I did so many Dragon Ball tattoos when Super came out, which was sick because Dragon Ball was like I love tattooing Dragon Ball, and when Super came out, it was wild. It was just like,
it's one of their best performing arcs, I think.
Yeah,
Tournament of Power, TOP, and then they came out with the Tournament of Power booster box. So me, Jack and I have a sealed booster box for Tournament of Power, and they come out with the signature cards, which, you know, we've got Jack's got a Goku one. I've got 2 of the Vegetas with the SIGs in 10s, and they have then released Apex of Power. Apex of Power, and it's like back to back Goku, MUI, and SSB. Evolved Vegeta in the one secret rare card. And I've got a couple of them in a 10, and Jack's got a couple of them in a 10 as well.
So sick.
Just the artworks on them are fantastic, and the arc in general is really cool.
I want to get into them. I used to have a lot of the old. I don't know who made the old Dragon Ball cards.
Panini.
Was it Panini that did the ones in the early 2000s? They would have done those. I remember having those
back in the heyday.
and even the old Digimon cards as well.
Yeah.
But I never really got into the modern ones as much because there's so many sets. Like Bandai, like they release like a set, like it's
quick,
wild,
and then you've got them doing One Piece now as well.
Yeah, One Piece. I think it just started coming out, or they're ramping up a little bit in Japan.
Yeah, One Piece popped off. So I think that's almost taken the place of. I feel like it's taken the place of Dragon Ball to a little bit capacity. Yeah, I found like from what I have seen, and I'm not in any way a player, but from what I've seen from advertising and event spaces in stores, and we work with a lot of stores, obviously, a lot of One Piece and Dragon Ball sort of fallen off a little bit.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Still collectible. I still enjoy it.
One Piece is like still hugely popular. Hey, like.
Yeah. At the end of the day, I collect it for me. So if the market goes down, it means I can get my cards cheaper. So I'm happy with that.
That's it. Like, it's good now. Like Wizards of the Coast stuff's gone down in Pokemon, so I've been able to go back and sort of go through Jungle and Fossil and try to finish off little bits because every day it's all Modern's spiked, and I'm like, sick. Well, Wizards has gone down, so I'll just go snap some of those up.
Because that went haywire as well, and then Modern for some reason is just absolutely ballistic.
It's got to be like the Umbreon effect and stuff like that. There's got it's got to be some of that stuff because I don't know if it's
a bit of like inflation just due to like people entering the market for financial gains as well. So it'll drop off, and vintage is a bit harder to work with as well. Like I feel like it's not as accessible to a lot of people, and a lot of it's already graded as well. So it's not like there's not that gold rush of vintage anymore. I don't think.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Anyway, I appreciate you coming on. That was fantastic.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I'm hoping
I had a great time. Yeah, it was awesome. Yeah, so cool.
As a reminder, anybody, if you're after products, just go onto our website, palmsoffgaming.com.au, grab yourself some sleeves, grab yourself some binders, do whatever you want. You might get a sticker from Stefan.
Yes, got to do a new one for you.
We do have to do a new one. We'll have to kit you out with all the current artists we've got stickers from as well.
Yes.
Tell everybody where to find you, social media, if you have a website, what shop you're at, and just plug yourself.
I am at Tutti Frutti Tattoo in South Yarra. My Instagram is at Stefan Salamone. You can find me there. It's the easiest way to go. All my work's there, and I am sometimes online.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very good.
I sometimes reply to messages.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Fantastic.
Oh, well, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it. Anybody that's watching, anybody that's listening, thank you for listening or watching. We will see you next time. Cheers.